Hello, ladies and gentlemen, friends.
What's good?
Foes. We have missed you. Dylan, we haven't had a fresh pod in 2 weeks.
2 weeks? It's felt like a lot longer than 2 weeks. Let me tell you what.
Can I just say, I have missed you, and I have missed just having these conversations. So we are back.
We're back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
I love the singing.
That's a song.
We
right?
reviewed all the previous pods in this 2 weeks off, and one of the things we realized is we need more of Braylon singing, so we started it fresh right off the top.
You get it. Hey, so we back, baby. Here we go. We're about to dive into another episode, a fresh sode, if you will, of the Taking L's podcast. If you're new to this experience, this is a conversation that we like to have. We want you to laugh. We talk about life, the lows of life, the highs of life, and we also like to talk about leadership. We believe that there is an awesome leader inside of you if you know it or if you don't know it, and hopefully at the end of this 30, 40, 50 minutes, however this conversation goes, you will feel more inspired to live life to the fullest and be reminded that you can be a leader and impact the atmosphere that you are a part of every single day. Dylan, what's the title of this sode?
The title of this episode is One More Time.
Is that a song? Why do I feel like it's a song?
I don't think it's a song, but again, you singing is like we reviewed the episodes. It's what the people want. So, should we make a song right now on the fly?
We give the people what they want. That's my song.
There we go. Perfect. So the title of this episode is One More Time. And if you're new to the show, we start off every episode with a segment. And the segment that we are doing is a segment we've done before. It's becoming a Taking L signature. And it is a segment called Rank This.
Rank it.
We're going to give each other three things, and we're going to rank them from the scariest to the least scariest. So we're going to give each other three things, 1 through 3, rank them as the scariest thing.
Now, just to clarify, this is the scariest to you. We're not talking general public. This isn't like Family Feud. This is just what's the scariest things to us.
No, I actually went on the streets today, and I polled 100 people, and you're going to get a point system based upon how many.
Great.
So, yeah.
You're the white Steve Harvey, apparently.
Steve Harvey, best host Family Feud's ever had, times 100. Like, it's not even close.
Is Steve Harvey most influential? Is he on the top 20 list of most influential black men of all time?
I don't think I'm the person to make that top 20 list. I'm not going to lie. I don't.
Next episode, folks, come here. We'll be ranking our top influential black men of the world. I just do that, you know? Could you imagine? I could get a call faster than you could say Steve. Also, the last time, ladies and gentlemen, we did this segment that we played this game called Rank This, Dylan, you made... I don't know.
I already apologized for this. Why do we have to keep bringing it up?
I know, but I just think we should remind the people this
episode or this show is called Taking L's, so just keep bringing it back.
I think we should just remind the people how you, during this exact game, put yourself in the gutter, the marital gutter, like I have never seen before. You want to tell the people what you did?
Let's just say there's three things that we were ranking.
Yep.
And I put sex as the last one.
Yeah. Great. Okay, let's get into this segment now.
Well, after my wife listened to the pod. I thought she didn't listen. Apparently she does. I'm kidding. She actually does. It's like my favorite joke to make. She said I should stop making that joke because she listens. My wife, by the way, one of our last pods, we were talking about how like an orca whale could eat a moose, and she lost her mind. Like she was like texting Cody, like Cody, your facts are wrong. She was so aggressive. I was like, babe, Cody alone.
Production Cody doesn't have a microphone right now, which is not fair to him. But I can say I was in a group text where Maddie your wife, Dylan, was going at Cody over if his statement was factual or not.
Yeah.
It was real.
I was like, stop attacking Cody, babe. Seriously. What did he ever do to you?
Rank this. Let's get into it.
Okay, rank this. You want to start? Give me three things.
Okay, here we go. Rank this from, let's go non-scariest to scariest.
Okay, great.
Okay? Rank these three things. Burning to death, drowning to death, buried to death.
Oh, man.
all of which would suck. Let's just throw that
which
there.
would be,
And they all end in death.
all of which would be terrible. Now, obviously, I haven't experienced any of these things before because I'm still alive.
You idiot.
But I think I would rank as the least scariest drowning to death because I think...
You know they say when you drown, your lungs literally explode.
Yeah, but to me, that sounds like something that happens kind of like you're trying to make it and then just instantly there.
Okay.
I'm then going to say buried to death, which literally sounds terrible. I've only, like...
Awful.
Every movie you watch that has someone getting buried alive just sounds absolutely brutal.
That's my number one.
But being burnt to death just feels like the longest. Like when I rank all of these, I rank which one is going to be the quickest and which one is going to like just last like and feel like an eternity. I feel like burning to death is the one that like think about how long it would go on.
Can I hit you with an actual fact? I come from a firefighting family.
Okay. Yeah.
When you are burning, quote unquote, to death, your body actually goes into shock and you die way before.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And also, you actually are dying because of there's so much smoke in your lungs, usually before you're actually even burning.
No way.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to firefighters.
The real heroes, you know. Shout out to all the essential workers.
Red Lives Matter. Okay, stop.
Oh, jeez.
Shout out to your fam, by the way. Avid listeners of the pod. Big fan of your. I'm a big fan of your family. They're the best.
They're also a big fan of you. My parents have been very disappointed. My mom texted me 2 Mondays ago and said, "Hey, I can't find where the new podcast is."
Aww.
And I said, "I'm sorry to disappoint you for the 1 millionth time in my 30 years of life, mother."
Stop. Mom, I'm so sorry. It's Cody's fault. It's Cody's fault.
Mom, here's the deal. I just needed to rest.
Yeah.
Rest is important.
Give me a break. Okay, I got 3 for you.
Okay.
Here we go. 3 things that you think are the scariest. You're going to rank them from the least scariest to the scariest. 1 would be a Karen. 2 would be your boss. 3 would be your tax person.
Oh, man. Okay, so for the people at my job, I recently got a new role and I'm on a new team now at my job.
That's right.
And I love my new role and my new manager is awesome. I also think he may potentially listen to the podcast, legitimately. He's awesome. So he's the least scariest. He's the man. If you asked me this a month ago, it would have been a different conversation. But easily least scary manager. Number 2 is a Karen.
Okay.
Number 1 most scariest thing to me is my tax lady. Not because of who she is. She's incredible. Taxes, anything that involves the government or just finances is the scariest thing to me. We're actually talking about it off air, like who says these terms.
Yeah.
About Dylan, you just bought a house. Big deal. Let's clap. Woo! And when I came into your house, I was also very disappointed. You were in the midst of painting and like you're remodeling and things.
You were like, you wanted more like hype.
No, what I wanted was it was such a spiritual moment.
Yeah.
Like there.
I know you kept coming back to me like multiple times. I was like, what do you want me to do, bro?
I wanted you to meet me in the spiritualness.
Do you, like, want me to get on top of this ladder and start preaching? Like, are you like,
no,
what were you looking for?
No, what I wanted was I wanted the gratitude to just be overflowing. But everyone was focused on painting.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have this like moment that I don't know. I wanted to have this like Moses, we just made it out of slavery moment, you know?
Okay. I don't think they could.
But we were talking about off air about me owning a home and my credit score, which is not the best. Let's just say my credit score is double digits. I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. That was a joke.
Your mom was not going to like that joke.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mom and tax lady. But we were talking, I just like owning a house, mortgages, home loans, taxes, all of these things that the government is involved in. gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know if it's just like the fact that I just have a black perspective that America hates me, but I get very scared of all these things. So every year, we've also owed a lot of money in taxes because, you know, I make bank, you get it.
Yeah. They really come after you.
Really come after me. So tax, you could have said anything government related would have been the scariest thing.
Okay.
Getting eaten alive by 27 sharks or the government, scariest thing, government.
That's fair. You also somehow every year your taxes never cease to amaze me. I feel really bad.
I'm convinced that law officials and the government is out to get specifically just me for some reason.
That's not good.
You know those stories of people that's like, I got pulled over and like I was going like 100 and a 50 and like, oops, and the cop came and he like knew my uncle and
call those white people.
Yeah, those stories, you know. That has never happened to me. I've gotten pulled over literally for going 5 miles over and got a $150 ticket before.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, so that's why I hate the government.
That's why you don't drive. Okay, give me the next 3.
Okay, sorry, that was long. Guys, we haven't done a pod in weeks, okay?
Yeah, get ready. This
one's going to be 2 hours.
Buckle up. Going extra long while you listen to this.
Buckle up. Okay, rank these. Least scariest to scariest.
Okay,
here we go.
Right.
Having triplets, finding out your sperm doesn't work, getting a vasectomy.
Ooh.
Yeah, I bet you weren't expecting these to be part.
Not expecting.
Cody, that was a good. That was creative. Yep, Cody agrees. If you're watching on YouTube, by the way, hello, good to see you.
Hey, glad you're here. So fun fact.
You need me to say them again?
No, I got it. I'm just like thinking. So fun fact for those that you don't know, my mom is actually a twin.
Yep.
And I've heard everyone has different like theories about how twins pass through, but
it's a generation.
Yeah. So like technically, sure, it could. At the end of the day, my mom's a twin. I have some cousins that are twins. Like it's in my family. So that actually like is a chance that like me and Maddie could have like twins or something like that. I actually have like cousins who are triplets. Like
wow,
wild, right? So that actually terrifies Maddie. She's like literally terrified of it.
Yep.
So, but to me, I actually think it would be kind of fun. But I'm gonna rank that one as least scary. Okay. Because there's like actually a part of me that like really is down for. I've actually been really down for twins. I've never considered triplets.
If you had triplets on the first time, are you done having kids?
That's up to Maddie. But I would.
Oh, I told Carly. Here's the opposite version of that.
I think I would actually just be done at that point.
I told Carly if we had twins on the first go around,
yeah,
I'd get a vasectomy the same day.
Yeah. I mean, you also have said like 1 to 2 kids, and just that. There you go, 2. Yeah. We've said like 3 to 4, I think. So like that. I don't know. That could be the 3 and call it good.
Yeah.
We would have our hands.
You also own a home now, so you could have that house. You could have up to 9 children comfortably.
Yeah. We have 9 rooms. You know, God no. So okay, I'd say triplets least scary. Second least scary is I think having a vasectomy because I don't know, never had that yet. So like. I don't know how much that hurts. And then I think scariest would be finding out your sperm doesn't work. Because I think we'd have to figure out some other stuff, I guess.
Right.
Actually, I don't know. No. I'm like really going back and forth. I actually. Okay.
Walk us through your thought process. Let's talk about it.
I've actually always.
What are you thinking right now?
I don't know. I don't want to I don't know if I really want to dive super deep into this question. But I've also been like.
And don't worry, my next 3 are going to make you go even deeper.
Oh,
so
gosh.
don't worry about it.
I've also been like super down to adopt kids. Like I think that would be super cool. Yeah. So
you were going to hesitate telling the people that you have a heart for adopting kids?
Well, I'm not trying to this is a part where we make jokes. I'm not trying to make jokes about not having kids because there's a lot of people who can't have kids.
No, not having kids. Yeah, not having kids is not a joke.
Yeah.
Okay? Come on, Dylan, you jerk. Don't try to make me out to be a bad guy, okay? That's not a joke. You wanting to adopt is really cool.
Yeah, it is cool. So, okay, at the end of the day, that would be my ranking. Triplets, vasectomy means sperm doesn't work. I actually think I would be more scared by that because I was always told growing up that like drinking Mountain Dew causes your sperm to not work. And I drank a lot of Mountain Dew.
AKA you're a child of the 90s.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's like parents would try to do to scare you off.
For sure.
What a thing to come up with to try to scare you off.
I can't wait to find out the lies I tell my kid.
Is there any that you're already telling, Ocean? Any?
No.
No. Okay, great. Okay. Next 3 I got for you.
Okay, I'll go way faster, I promise.
We've already committed 2-hour pod. Get ready, people.
Get ready.
Kidding.
If you're on a treadmill right now, slow that sucker down.
Get it onto speed 2 and pace yourself. Okay. Scariest things. Rank these 3. Ocean for a day without a nap. Carly for a day without food. You for a day without human interaction.
Ooh, I love people. I'm an extrovert through and through. On the Enneagram, I'm a true 7.
True 7.
We did this the other night. We read all of our Enneagrams with our friends.
7.
It was great.
We couldn't figure out Maddie though. We spent like an hour trying to figure out.
Well, no, we did figure out Maddie, and I don't think she liked it. So then we spent an hour trying to find one that she liked.
That's funny.
TBH, you know, that means to be honest for you boomers out there. So scariest is Carly. Let's see. You said Carly without food, Ocean without a nap. My man needs naps, dear Lord. I'm going to say least scary is Carly without food. I'm going to say if you can hear my dog barking in the background, that means our Thai delivery probably just got here. Let's just be real in this
I'm not going to lie. Your dog barks so much.
Also, if you're looking for a small dog, ours will be available on Craigslist.
It has shots and everything.
Yeah, it's great. It's potty trained. It has severe anxiety.
And it loves to hump its pet goat.
Yep, it's a lamb. It's a lamb.
Okay, lamb sounds better. It makes it sound less
Our
worse.
dog was like our most cherished thing in the world until we had a child.
Yeah.
And every month that goes by with Ocean, we want to sell our dog more and more. So if you're interested in a 10-pound little black dog, hit me up in the Instagram DMs. Let me know. Okay, least scariest.
I hope someone hits you up. Please. I want everyone to know Braylon is fully serious.
I'm so serious.
Let's meet it up.
It'll be Annie.
Oh, jeez.
Cody's going to have a dog soon. A new one.
Cody, you just want to take her home tonight, man?
Cody, I'm not going to lie, Cody, you already have a great dog, and you don't need your dog getting a bad influence in Ellie, you know?
Hey, at least not whatever.
How much does your dog
Like I'm defending my dog now?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Ellie only barks when she hears an out of nowhere sound. If she doesn't know something's about to happen, then she gets surprised and scared.
But the thing is, I come to your house probably once a week, if not like once every 2 weeks, and Ellie barks at me every time.
It's not you. It's the fact that she wasn't told someone's coming over. She gets pissed at that. She likes to know the schedule, okay?
We need to get Ellie an iCal so that she's aware.
We do. See, if we had Ellie on an iCal, it would be great.
Oh,
okay. Least scariest, Carly without food. Second scariest, me without people. I love people. I got to have interaction. Number 1 scariest, Ocean without a nap. Also, I need to give a shout out to myself.
Yeah, come on. Come on, bro.
On this podcast, I've said multiple times, and this pod is all about, if you haven't picked up on it yet, just talking about life, improving life, getting better, being inspired to live life to the fullest, right?
Yep.
And I have multiple times sitting in this exact chair on this exact podcast, I have talked about weaknesses in my fathering, in my parenting, and how I want to be more intentional, how I want to grow in my ability to be a dad. I have been crushing being a dad, ladies and gentlemen. And since I've talked about my weaknesses on here about being a dad, I want to take a moment to say I'm crushing dad life. I love being a dad. My son is at such a fun age right now. We're hanging out every day. We're laughing. We're being just the bestest of buds. And yeah, there's that. But if he didn't have a nap, I would want nothing to do with him. So there's that. Dylan, here we go.
Okay.
Your last 3. This one is deep.
Okay.
I just need you to know that right now.
I can't wait.
To the point that maybe it's too deep. Okay.
Okay.
Least scariest to scariest. Here we go. Going bankrupt,
Okay.
finding out Maddie cheated,
Oh, wow.
getting a terminal illness.
Oh.
See, I told you.
Wow.
Deep.
That is deep.
We're not talking about how you're going to die now.
Least scariest.
Okay.
I think first one that comes to mind would be going bankrupt. I think you can come back from that. I know some successful business owners who've come back from that.
Yep.
I was gonna make a joke, but I'll just leave it. I'll tell you off air. Off air. We're gonna start a podcast called Off Air. Let us know if you're interested. Second one, I think would be terminal illness.
Okay.
Serve a big God. He can overcome anything.
Yeah.
But would still be scary. Third would be Maddie cheating on me. That one kind of, me and like, not like me and Maddie talk about this, but you see it in like movies, different things.
Yep.
And like, I don't know if you and Carly have ever talked about, but like random question back, what would you ever do if I cheated on you? Like we've totally like random discussion question.
For sure.
And both of us we're always like, I don't know. Like you think you would be the person that would be forgiving, but like, do you never forget like that?
For sure.
I don't think I would want to go through that emotionally. I'm too emotional for that.
Okay. Let me double click here if I can.
Yeah.
Let's just talk.
Yeah. Talk to me.
What would be the scarier conversation for you? A doctor sitting you down and say you have an illness that is going to take your life and you have X amount of years, let's say a couple years to live, or Maddie sitting you down and say, I have to tell you what I did.
Well, you just changed it to you just added, I only have a couple years to live in there. But
okay, no, let's say a doctor said, hey, you have 10 years to live. We don't know the level of life that you'll be living during these 10 years.
Yeah.
But what you have, you won't make it past 10 years.
I think the conversation in that moment, probably that would be the scarier one, is the like terminal illness.
Then Maddie being like, take a shot at tequila. Let me tell you what I did.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Both of those would suck. I think.
Well, which one in the moment would you feel more like just scared to death?
I think I'd be more scared to death in the terminal illness one. I think the Maddie conversation, I think I would just like want to throw up and like not know what to say. Like kind of like different emotions. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Like less scared, more like disappointed and just like grieving.
That's great.
So
good thing that you have one more and we're not ending on.
Yeah, seriously.
I told you I was going deep. I said it.
Mine is not as deep.
Okay, good.
So rank this. Scariest things. Ocean grows up to be 5'5".
Okay, again, if you're a new listener, ocean is not just a body of water. That's what I named my son. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I have a 9-month-old child named Ocean.
Yep. Ocean grows up to be 5'5".
Okay.
Ocean grows up to absolutely hate, despise, and want nothing to do with sports. Ocean grows up with severe food allergies and can't partake in any of the food you eat or eating out with you.
Ooh, man. Okay. Least scariest, Ocean is 5'5".
Great.
There's a lot of great short guys out there, a.k.a. you. You set yourself up for that.
I did.
Number 2.
I'm also not 5'5", but 5.
Number 2.
5'8".
Number 2.
Still short.
Ocean grows up despising sports. We can work on that. We'll connect over other things.
Yeah,
it's fine.
For sure.
Number 1 scariest thing. Food is so important to me.
You're such a food family.
Such a food family.
Yep.
And like it would just change our life. Like if he didn't like sports, it's not going to change my life.
Yeah.
A ton. Like
yeah.
I'll maybe watch sports a little less, but not a ton.
Yeah.
If he's 5'5", not going to change our life a ton. Maybe that just means he needs to be in a booster chair till he's 14, who knows. But not going to affect our day in, day out.
Okay.
Him having severe food allergies, that's going to affect my everyday life. So that's the scariest thing.
Okay. Great. That was a good answer.
That was great.
Well done. Good segment.
That was a fun segment.
Rank this. One of my favorite we do.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I think you're actually going to be able to sleep in the same bed as your wife tonight. You didn't screw anything up.
I did not screw anything up.
Way to go.
Come on.
That leads us to our L of the week.
Oh, our beat was off. Good luck with that beat, Cody.
Good luck.
That was terrible.
Here, I'll do another one just to save Cody.
Okay.
L of the week. Do.
There we go.
Dill, you have an L of the week for us, which is just a moment that you lost recently. Tell us about it.
So, as Braylon mentioned, me and my wife, super blessed. We just got the keys this past
I got the
week.
keys.
Keys. To our first ever house. We've been living in an apartment. We've been dreaming.
Happy renter.
What was that?
Happy renter.
Yeah, you rent a great place. And we've been dreaming about moving out and getting into a house and been like searching super hard. Obviously, with like the pandemic, there's not a lot of people selling houses. A lot of people are kind of just staying put. So it wasn't like the
smart move.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of things that are unstable. Why add more to it? But some people were moving, and so we were looking around and ended up finding like an amazing place. Felt like it was totally like an open door from God and like just something that was like really, really cool. And so ended up getting this house, and we're super, super pumped on it. And a lot of things that we were looking for. So get this house. One of the things that we were wanting in a house, if you don't know this about my wife is an interior designer. She has really great style, like has an eye to be able to see things that aren't fully there and know what we
Fun
can
fact,
do to make it better.
As do I. I worked at Pottery Barn for 6 months.
You worked at Pottery Barn?
Yeah, when I was 21 years old.
You've had so many random jobs. You used to work at Aritzia, which is so funny. Like, you're the only guy I've ever heard of to work at Aritzia.
It's because the government hates me.
The government hates you, so that's why you worked at Aritzia?
That's why I've had so many jobs.
Oh.
They're out to get me.
Okay.
Like I'm that guy, you know?
Yeah. So one of the things my wife does, design, she's able to see things and just sees how we could make it look better. And so we get this house, and one of the things we were looking for was a house that did not have to be perfect by any means off the bat, but a house that could be an opportunity to fix it up, make it better, all this stuff, right? And so we get this house, and it's a great house, a lot of things that we wanted to change, which is something we were looking for. So one of the things we wanted to change was paint color. So we move in, and the paint on this house is like this like mauve, pinky, brown, just like not the greatest color. Like, this house was built in the 90s. Clearly, it was also painted in the 90s. Like, it was just a lot. So we're painting the house. We had like a lot of amazing friends come and paint. Bray, you and Carly came and painted. Like, a lot of friends.
There's a lot of friends that painted way more than we did.
But you came.
Also,
you have a 9-month-old, and the fact that you came actually meant a lot to us. So.
Also, can I just tell a small story?
Yes.
So the moment we walk into your guys' house during a painting party,
yes,
I'm pumped to paint. I'm excited.
Yep.
I know, our painting window won't be large. Our babysitter fell through. No big deal. Different story. So we had to bring Ocean with us. So I knew we weren't going to be there long, but I was like, you know what? I'm coming. I'm ready to paint.
Yep.
The moment we walk in, your wife says, "Hey, bud, you get..."
She did not say bud.
She said, "Hey, buckaroo, She
did say that.
She said, "Hey, you get to paint..." Cody, this is a true story. You get to paint the closet. Meanwhile, everyone's painting these major parts of the house, right? There's people up on ladders. They're painting ceilings with these massive rollers. I walk in fresh. I'm excited. I'm ready to paint because I love to help my friends. And she goes, "Say, slugger, get in that little closet that no one will ever go in or see because that's how much I trust your painting ability." True story. So then for the 62 minutes we were there, I painted a closet that no one will
Just
ever
so you
notice.
know, every guest that ever comes will hang their coat in the closet you painted, so they'll all see it. Just to clarify,
They won't. They won't.
That is so funny.
They won't. So you had a lot of friends.
So we had a
helping and painting.
lot of friends.
We were not those friends.
We had a lot of friends that were painting and really helped get things done because we would have not been able to do that all ourselves.
Totally.
And so it was awesome.
You guys painted legitimately every wall inside your house.
Yeah.
That's not an exaggeration. Every wall.
Every wall and ceiling, it all needed paint. So,
and it's so cool that you painted it all vomit green. That's awesome.
It's just my favorite color, man. So we painted all the walls white, and so painting a dark wall white takes like multiple coats. So it was a lot of work. Well, our entryway, the house is 2 stories, but so the entryway goes all the way up to the roof. So entryway is kind of high. My biggest fear in life is heights. I'm actually not afraid of a ton of things. Heights is the one thing that will like consistently get me. What gets me about heights though is heights where I don't feel like I'm in control. So like for example, roller coasters, roller coasters don't bother me because I feel like safe, it's proven, it's good, whatever. It's when the heights feel like something could go wrong, I get really nervous. So we really needed to paint this.
Can you look out of airplane windows?
Yep, because again, feel like I'm in control, safe.
So whatever. If you have some type of seatbelt on, you're good.
But like if you were like, hey, could you go clean the gutters on my roof?
I'm like, because you don't have a seatbelt.
Yeah, that's a good thing. No seatbelt, no, like you feel like the safety isn't quite there. So the entryway needed to get painted. Ceilings are probably 20, 25 feet high. We have like an A-frame ladder, doesn't quite get high enough. So we literally have to put an extension ladder against the wall and climb up to the top. And we're at the very top of this like wiggly extension ladder. And it's just like a lot, right? So it's me and our buddy Spencer, and we go, and it's like, it just has to get done because if you've ever painted, like the roller can't get in the corner. So you got to get up there yourself in the corners and paint. So Spencer's like, okay, sweet. Like, let's do it. So I start climbing up the ladder, and I kid you not, I get halfway up the ladder. Like, to be honest, I could jump off the ladder at this point and still be fine. And like, I am shaking. Like the ladder is actually shaking. Like my legs are shaking. My palms are sweaty. Like I am so nervous. And Spencer, being the good friend, like he's just like, hey man, why don't you come down? Like I'll go up there. And Spencer's like the best. Like Spencer gets up there. I literally see Spencer shaking at the top as he's like painting, but he's just like, Dylan's scared. Like I'm going to get this done myself. So Spencer comes down. We move the ladder over. Spencer goes back up again. Spencer paints. He comes down. He's like, you want to give it a shot? And I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I go halfway up the ladder again. And I am just like, I'm shaking. I'm like, I just keep saying like, I can't. And Spencer's got to be thinking like, come on, bro. Like this is your freaking house. Yeah. You're going to make me climb up this ladder this whole time. He wasn't saying that, but, and so I come back down and Spencer keeps going up there. And finally, Spencer had done a bunch of painting. Spencer comes down. He's like, okay, man, you want to let's give this one last good try. Don't look down, keep going and make your way up there. And so I get on the ladder and I just like tell myself, I'm not going to stop. And so I don't stop. I keep going all the way. I get all the way to the top. I don't look down. And this is so funny. Spencer's like, bro, when you get up there, like just start singing. Yeah. Like that's what I do. Like I'm just like singing myself. So I'm up there and I'm like singing, like doing everything I can. Yeah, like I'm just up there doing everything I can to not think about it. And me and Spencer, the rest of that night, ended up taking turns on the extension ladder. I kept doing it and I was pumped. And I just kept thinking about it. Like, what was it about like this fear that was crippling me to the point that I would get halfway up this ladder, literally shaking, palms sweaty, freaking out that I couldn't do it. Yeah. And I realized something is that for some reason we have these like mental blocks that prevent us from getting to where we really want to go. Right. And I look back at that story and I'm like, I don't know if I would have ever been able to actually get to the top of that ladder myself. Like, I'm so grateful. I look back and I'm like, the fact that Spencer was like, come on, man, like give this another shot. Yeah. Like really go for it.
Do it one more time.
Do it one more time and take step by step. Don't look down, but also don't stop. Yeah. Don't stop till you get to the top of this ladder. And I think about this L of the week and my fear of heights and my frustration and like my clammy hands and all that stuff all that to say, I think we all have those things that are our ladders, our fear of hearts. Hopefully you're not afraid of hearts. Our fear of heights and the things in life that for some reason we just have blocks and we can't get through.
Yeah, we all have things that are scary to us. Even that the fun segment we did where we were ranking things. Like if we had a group of 50 people in here and we gave the same 3, there would be the answers would be all over the place.
All over the place.
Everyone has something that may be different that is scary to them. There are just things in life that are scary. We all have, our human nature is a fearful nature, right? Why is, I found out recently, this actually wasn't recently, a long time ago, I was actually listening to a podcast where they said that one of the most consistent as far as box office goes, genres of movies is horror. Because fear will always sell, no matter the economy, no matter what actors are in it, no matter what.
That's so true.
The horror thriller films will always sell because we just know fear. We know to be scared, and there's something in us that actually kind of finds some type of weird comfort in the fact that we're being scared or that others are being scared as well.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's hard to describe, but there's something inside of every single one of us where I don't think all of us would be lying if we say we've never quit something. I think all of us would be lying if we say we've never given up on something.
Oh, man.
All of us would be lying if we said that we've achieved every single dream that we ever went after.
For sure.
There's always things that somehow hold us back to get from where we're going.
That's good.
And I think the reason that we titled this episode One More Time is this thought of what is it maybe in your life that just needs one more shot.
Yep.
Something that you maybe gave up on, something that maybe you've dreamed about since you were a kid, but you left that dream in your childhood. Maybe it's something that you and a friend, you and a spouse have achieved to do, and it never got past a conversation. What's the thing that maybe you've been crippled with fear about, and you need to give one more chance to? And that's kind of what's going to shape our conversation today. Bray, if you were to maybe say the first thing, if for anyone listening to this that's you know what, I actually have something in my mind, something I've really wanted to do for a long time, but for some reason, I just feel like I'm not good enough. I don't feel like I'm talented enough. I feel like I'm afraid of failing. Maybe I've already tried it once and I did fail. But somebody maybe listening to this that has a dream or aspiration and they need to just give it one more shot. What would you say would be one of the first things that they should maybe focus on, think about, or even consider in this conversation?
Yeah, great question. First thing to do, find a Spencer.
So good.
Spencer is so important in the story that you were sharing because and you said it, but let's just kind of hammer down on a moment.
Yep.
If it wasn't for Spencer, you wouldn't have had your one more time experience. And think about how many things in life that our fear of failing makes us kind of pause and stop. And again, let's kind of just use the story.
Yeah.
Right? How many times have we not climbed up the ladder? I think about, for me, I've had many ladders.
We didn't even start, is what you're saying.
Yeah, looking at the ladder and thinking, for you, again, and I'm going to really hammer in on the analogy here, so bear with me, right? If you know you have a fear of heights and you look at that ladder and you go, that ladder doesn't look that secure, and I know that when I go at the top of that, I'm going to be scared. Even though what I want to accomplish up there is very important to me.
Yep.
You really wanted to have your house painted.
Yep.
Right? You just got a house. This is awesome. You have some ugly colors in your house. You want those colors gone.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Buy a house and leave it half painted?
Yeah. Absolutely not. You're not going to have a top corner of your entryway not painted.
Yeah.
So it's important to you.
Yeah. Everyone's just going to come in and be like, hey, why is that painted? I'm afraid of heights, so I just left it.
But okay, now look at that. Our lives are like that.
Absolutely.
We all have areas of our lives, and I love that you just said that. We all have areas of our life that, if we're being honest, we have some half-painted corners.
Wow.
Because we're too scared to go and address that
This is
thing.
good.
Or we're too scared to go and actually handle the thing. Or it's like we have half dreams. And it's like, hey, why haven't you fully gone after that business idea? Why haven't you fully gone and actually committed to a relationship? Why are you still dating around?
Yes.
It's because it's because you have a half painted corner that you're too scared to fully climb up the ladder.
Yes.
So what you need to do is find a Spencer to say, hey man, just do it one more time. One more time, go back up the ladder.
Yep.
And when you go this time, I'm going to be here and I'm going to tell you, you can make it up there and keep going. And the Spencers in our lives are so important. And I mean the literal Spencer, who is the best friend to the both of us.
Yep.
The best friend ever. But also, you have someone in your life that is actually waiting for the opportunity to be your Spencer.
Absolutely.
They're waiting for you to involve them in your dream. They're waiting for you to involve them in that thing that you just can't climb up. They're waiting to stand at the bottom of your ladder and cheer you on. They're waiting for that moment. There's someone legitimately in your life that loves you and cares about you. And now here's a fear that we have to get over, that no one likes you, right? You have friends in your life that actually are waiting to be more involved in your life than you're allowing them.
Do you know what's wild is Spencer in that moment? Like I was telling Spencer as I'm coming down the ladder, I'm just so afraid of heights. I'm so afraid of heights.
Yeah.
Like Spencer knew I was afraid because I was vulnerable and willing to tell him. What's wild is I actually think so many of us have Spencers in our life. We have good friends.
This is good.
We're actually not vulnerable enough to share a dream.
Yeah.
We're not vulnerable enough to share an idea. We're not vulnerable enough because we go, what if I share the dream and they think it's stupid?
No, let's change the word. You're using vulnerable. Let's change the word to insecure.
Yes, that's the better word.
That's what it is. We are too I've had moments where I've been too insecure to share my dreams or even my fears with people who are there to actually help me.
That's all they want to do.
In that season of life.
Yep.
They could play a massive part in helping me overcome that fear, but I'm too insecure to share that.
So really even the first step in this conversation is to once you establish what is that thing that you need to give one more time to, find the person that you're going to bring along the journey with you. The second thing I think about is in this story, one of the best advice I think Spencer gave me was don't stop. Don't stop taking steps. Take slow steps. Take your time. But whatever you do, don't stop.
Don't stop.
Because as I was climbing up the ladder, the one thing that always get me is I would stop. And then I would start thinking about what was wrong. I would start thinking about being afraid. I would start thinking about all the things that could happen. And I would be crippled in that moment and wouldn't be able to go any further. I think a lot of times when we are trying to consider our dreams or consider going to the next thing, we stop. And in that period of stopping, we get crippled by fear. That insecurity comes in. And, it doesn't mean that we should be reckless. And we should just say, I'm going after this. If you're, 28.
Because if you fall on the top of that ladder, it hurts.
Total. If you're.
Let's talk about the reality. Because there's probably some people, I don't know what Enneagram they would be, but there's probably some people listening right now whose personality is going to, wise guys, climb the freaking ladder. But what if you fall? Yeah. And that's where their mindset goes. Because if you do fall, it's going to hurt. Think about logistically. If you fell that night, we're talking 2 stories. You're not going to die. You could crack a rib, sprain a wrist, break an arm. Yeah. But it's almost like what you wouldn't die. It's not going to be over. So for the people even thinking what happens if you fall, what would you even say as you actually being on the ladder? What would you say to those people as they're kind of listening right now? And it's you guys are saying all of these things, but there is a risk involved. There is a fact that you could actually fail. That's awesome. Go for it. Keep going. Push through. But what if you get to the top of the ladder and you fall?
I think I would ask everyone this. I would ask everyone this one question. Would you rather go to the rest of your life knowing that you at least tried, or looking back wondering, what if I tried?
For sure.
And I think for a lot of people, there's a lot of people out there that maybe get to the end of their life.
Let me ask this question, if I can interrupt for a second.
Absolutely.
Would you rather have, and this is a legitimate question that you have to ask yourself as far as kind of even who you are, is would you rather have, and let's use the ladder analogy, would you rather have a broken arm saying I did it, or would you rather question yourself thinking about, I only made it halfway?
I think I'd rather have a broken arm saying I did it.
I think most of us, if we're honest, we'd rather have the potential of, I went to the top of the ladder and guess what? I actually fell and I had a cast for 6 weeks rather than I spent 6 years thinking about what if I kept going on the ladder?
Absolutely. And do you know what happens when we fail? What I've found, and again, I'm 28, you're 29. There's a lot of people with more experience.
I'm almost 30.
Already, it's going to be a banger, by the way.
It's probably not because of COVID, but I'm kind of bummed.
True.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wanted to throw this massive 30th birthday party in October, but it probably won't happen.
We'll find a way. We'll talk off air, okay?
All right, off air. Offline.
It's not like it takes you a lot of years to find out that failure is going to happen. I think both of us in our late 20s, I can speak in the fact that there's been things that I've failed in that I've learned from and gotten better at.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, it's like, okay, if you try to climb up to the top of the ladder to keep, just really hunkering down on this analogy, you keep trying to climb to the top of the ladder. What's the worst thing that can happen? You gain a lesson?
For sure.
I think we keep looking at what's the worst thing that can happen. I fail.
Gain a lesson.
I do something bad. I break an arm. I make a mistake. What if we looked at it as the worst thing that could happen is I learn a lesson?
That's great. Because you know what else? You could have fallen off the ladder and nothing happened. Mm-hmm. You could have landed just like, ow.
That actually wasn't as bad as I thought.
Exactly.
And so I think for a lot of us as we're considering what do we do, find a Spencer.
Yep.
And don't stop.
Don't stop.
And one last thing we wanted to bring up, and this was something we were both talking about, is even as we talked, it was off air, we were talking about this story just being like...
Off air. We're just hammering this at home.
We're really promoting our new pod off air. And even the value of, and this might be unrelated, but it kind of is just even the value of being a Spencer.
Yep.
When you look at your life, I actually think I am more committed to not being the person that climbs the ladder. I actually want to be more committed to the person that helps people climb ladders.
I love it.
And as you're listening to this story and you're like, do you know what? I don't know what that thing is for me that I need to give one more shot to. Well, maybe your thing right now in this season of life is you just need to be the Spencer.
Yeah.
You just need to be the best friend that you can be. Who's the person in your life has something on their heart that they haven't committed to? And you got to go to them and be like, hey, man, one time we were hanging out and you told me about that dream. You told me about that idea. Whatever happened with that? Like, I kind of just like gave up. Like, well, what do we got to do? What do we got to do to get it going? What do we got to do to make it happen? I think there's so much value to being the friend. And guess what? There'll probably be a day you need to climb that ladder, and that friend will probably be right back there for you.
We keep calling it being a Spencer, which I love, but let's just even kind of flip it to another term we all know. Who is in your life that you can just be a cheerleader for right now? Mm-hmm. What do cheerleaders do? They're just encouraging.
Yep.
Cheerleaders don't care about the score.
Yep.
Right there on the sideline, the cheerleaders are going to cheer no matter the score.
Yep.
They're going to cheer no matter the performance. They're going to cheer no matter what. They're just going to be there to say, come on, BANANAS, you can do it. But I think hey, there's someone in your life right now that actually really needs, I said there's someone in your life that's waiting to be asked to be your cheerleader.
Yes.
But there's also someone in your life that is waiting for someone to just come into their everyday and say, hey, you can do that thing.
Absolutely.
That thing you want to do, I'm cheering you on no matter what. Oh, you've actually tried 4 different businesses, but you feel like you just have this call to be a business person. Well, here we go. Number 5, business. Hey, BANANAS. You're a businessman.
So true.
We can be that cheerleader in somebody's life. So maybe you find yourself looking at a ladder today. Maybe there's something in front of your life that is just this scary thing of I have these fears that I just don't feel like I can conquer. I have this fear of failing this dream. I have this fear of being this committed husband or wife. I have this fear of being, whatever it is. And I don't need to keep giving examples because you know what I'm talking about. Or maybe you're not necessarily at the bottom of the ladder and you're looking up. Maybe you're somebody right now that's just like, hey, I have some friends that have shared some things with me. Maybe I could be more encouraging and I could be their Spencer. I could be their cheerleader. There's some friends in my life that are standing in front of ladders right now that need me to be there and say, hey, you can do this. I'm here.
Absolutely.
Try it one more time. That simple statement, those 3 words, I had to count. That's why I paused that they were 3 words. Those 3 words literally changed your entire night. Matter of fact, those 3 words changed your entire house. Matter of fact, those 3 words changed. Now, every time you enter your house, you're going to walk into the entryway that is perfect and beautiful. And the only reason it's perfect and beautiful is because you had a friend in your life that said, do it one more time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There is someone whose entire life could change. Literally, their entire life could change because they're waiting for you to tell them, hey, try it one more time.
Try it one more time. So as you leave, we always say this at the end of the pod, as you leave, something to take away. Is there something that you just need to give one more shot at? Is there something you need to go for one more time? Or we'll even add this, is there someone in your life you need to tell them, what would it look like if you gave it one more time? Thank you so much for listening. We love you all a ton. We're glad to be back. Gosh, we missed you. Hey, if you get a moment and you love our pod, give us a review, a rating, share it with somebody, post it on your Instagram, whatever it is. We love you a ton. Give us some outro music. Later.
Beep, beep, beep.